Hey guys, Jeff with OptionBoxer.com back with another video. So I've been betting on sports recently and had some success there, but it got me to thinking about some of the different trading strategies that I use in my own trading, and got to thinking about some of the videos I've been putting out there, maybe been a little more complex in nature and maybe not as easy for the new options trader. And so I wanted to kind of take a look at options trading, maybe more through a sports betting lens, if that makes sense. So we're going to do that here in today's video, and hopefully I can be very brief with it, but also very thorough. I've got some things I want to share with you, but before we get into it, please know I'm not a registered financial advisor, and this video is not a recommendation for you to buy or sell any security or place any options trade. Just make sure you know the risks inherent with options prior to trading. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. We're going to keep track of this trading endeavor here that we're going to take together, and we're going to do it in just kind of this rudimentary Excel spreadsheet that I've cooked up, and we'll go through that more in a little bit, but that's kind of the premise there. We're going to do 100 different trades. I'm not going to keep you on the video for all 100. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and I'll pause the video, and then I'll come back. We're going to keep a record of each lot's P&L, along with the number of wins, number of losses, to give us a winning percentage. And then we're going to see what our account balance looks like at the end of essentially 100 trades, because each lot will be 10 trades. So doing that, and again, trying to dial back on the rules and the management aspect of it. And I know maybe you're looking at this and saying, well, if you're dialing back on the rules or the management, why do we have rules at all? But if we enter the marketplace without some form of structure, that's kind of a recipe for disaster in my experience. And I can tell you, I have experience in that in that environment with no structure. But anyways, we're going to start with the account balance of 1,000. I've got on demand pulled up in Thinkorswim, and we're going to each trade is going to be less than $100 debit, so that we can use up the entire $1,000 in our balance. And we're going to take approximately 10 trades. So we won't use the entire 1,000. Probably be more like 800 or 900 for each lot, but regardless, that's what we're looking to do, so long as our account balance doesn't shrink to a point where we can't do that. If it does, we will adjust accordingly this $100 debit criteria. We're going to look to open the position when the price has closed above or below the 9 EMA, and I'll show you that here in just a second on the chart. We're going to use the 10-day 1-hour chart for our entries, entry setups. And then as far as our rules, very simple, very easy to follow. We're going to hold the position. We are trading long vertical spreads, so we don't want to hold them all the way to expiration, just in case they are, in case the trade doesn't go in our favor. We don't want to lose all that time decay as well as whatever loss we may have realized on the move against us. So we're going to hold this for a maximum of 5 days. We're looking to enter the trades around 30 days to expiration. We're going to close at any portfolio loss. So for every 10 lot trade, if our portfolio shows a loss on those 10 trades, then we're going to close it immediately. If it's profitable, let's say the first day it goes up by $10, so long as it's profitable, we're going to hold it for another day. If on the second day it goes up to $35, let's say, we're going to hold it for a third day, and so forth and so on until it shows to be declining. So if it was $35 on day 2 and then day 3 it goes back down to 15, we're going to close it on that day. Again, not to exceed the 5-day hold period. But those are the simple rules we're going to use to trade this particular strategy. Again, kind of looking at it through a sports betting lens, where each trade's kind of, you put it on and you see what happens pretty much immediately. Although this is a little different because we are going to hold it for a few days, but regardless, still kind of in the same thread there, or the same vein. But looking at the chart really quickly, I've got the Qs pulled up here. I'm going to use just these tickers that you see here on the left. And all I'm looking for is for price to have closed above or below, when I'm looking at the chart, above or below this highlighted blue 9 EMA line. Not worried about all the other indicators, but they are something I use most of the time in my other trading, in my own trading. So I'm just going to leave them on the screen. But we're really just looking at this 9 EMA line. So you'll see we've got an entry set up here to the upside on the Qs. So I'm simply going to go to about 30 days to expiration. If I can get right at 30, I will. And I'm just going to buy whatever I can get for approximately $1 or $100. So I'm going to go ahead and close these. I'm going to pause the video, and then I'll come back once I have everything completed, and we'll take a look at how it did. Okay, so it took me a little bit to get everything finalized, but I finally have. If you look here on the platform, you can see I made $256, but then you account for commissions and you can see we ended up with a grand total of $996. A lot of work to lose $4. So I didn't know if this strategy would work, but now I've kind of put it to the test with a relatively small sample size in only 100 trades. You can see my overall win percentage was 53%, so I was just slightly better than 50-50. And I guess in a random world, that's about where you would expect or hope to land. I know for those of you that are interested, if you could maintain a 53% win rate forever in sports betting, you could grow your account that way. I think 52.4% is the exact amount, so long as your odds are 1.91 or minus 110 for American odds. But neither here nor there. You can see that I lost on 6 out of the 10 days, and I won money on 4 out of the 10 days. And 2 of those days were, heavy profit days. I actually broke my rules by holding twice, hoping that this would turn around. It kind of just, on this last a lot of trades, it kind of just floated right around, the $5 to $10 range, and it didn't really do much. So I held it one more day and eventually just said, okay, it's not going anywhere, and I just closed it. I might have been able to hold it a little bit longer, but regardless, I was trying to stay as close to the rules as I could. Some key takeaways. Obviously, we didn't make any money, so not ideal there. But the strategy could be replicated using long options. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that here tonight. But it could be replicated using just long options. Many times I had, stocks that, or I had underlyings that made big moves, but my upside was capped because I had the vertical spread. So take advantage of some of those large price spikes with just a long option held for a very short period of time, and you could see how that might impact the strategy positively without hurting it too much, because you're risking essentially the same. You would just have to go out of the money on the options chain to find something that was around the $100 debit that we wanted to pay. And then holding over the weekend, which was surprising, was the most profitable. Both of these big wins that I had were held from either a Tuesday or a Friday to a Tuesday, and then on this one from a Thursday to a Wednesday. So it was surprising to hold over the weekend for a long option strategy for it to be the most profitable time. But those are just some things I noted. I noted the days that I got in. I kept the entry point right at 9 a.m. the entire time. I never pushed play on that, just so it would stay at 9 a.m. So I would get in at 9 a.m. and I would get out at 9 a.m. On the following day or whatever day that came in the future. But that's it for me. As you can see, the strategy was not profitable, but maybe it'll save you some time looking at it on your end, and possibly again adjust to just use long options. You could cut the commissions in half, and you could increase the upside considerably when you do get a large move in your favor. In fact, this 262 and 145 may look more like 300 to 400 if I was just using long options, because I did get some really big moves on those days. And had I not capped my upside, who knows what might have happened there. But regardless, if you are going to play this strategy, or if you trade this type of way, you're going to face more losses, or you're going to face more losing days. But then the days that you do win, you're going to win a large amount. Remember, your loss is capped as well at the debit that you paid for it. So the most you can lose at any one time would be $1,000. And that is highly unlikely, seeing as how you're holding it for only a day or two. Even if the option tanked, or even if the underlying tanked, there would still be some time value left there. So you realistically wouldn't lose all of it. But if you just made 10 really bad trades, I guess anything is possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me in the comments or over at optionboxer.com. I do hope you'll like and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me. And yeah, that's it for me. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me. See you later.